Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, a prominent figure in the Catholic Church, recently addressed American Catholics in a speech that many considered to be a significant and timely message. His words were not just the usual sermon or routine speech. Rather, they served as a heartfelt communication aimed at fostering unity and understanding among the faithful. Cardinal Tagle's address was a call to reflection and action, delivered at a time when divisions within the American Catholic community are more pronounced than ever. His message resonated deeply, sparking a mix of hope and debate, and has left a lasting impact on those who heard it. But what did his message really mean? And what does it reveal about the future direction of the Catholic Church in America? At the heart of Cardinal Tagle's address was a message of unity. He acknowledged the deep divisions that exist within the Church, especially in the United States, where polarization has reached a critical point. Issues such as the role of women in the Church, LGBTQ+ inclusion, and the ongoing crisis surrounding clerical abuse have caused rifts within the Catholic community. These divisions are not just differences of opinion, they reflect deep-seated conflicts that challenge the very foundation of the Church's unity. Cardinal Tagle, known for his pastoral approach and empathy, offered a message aimed at healing these divides, calling for greater understanding and a more inclusive Church that transcends ideological lines. One of the most powerful aspects of his address was his emphasis on the Eucharist. Cardinal Tagle reminded the faithful of the Eucharist's central role in Catholic life. For Catholics, the Eucharist is not just a symbol, it is the very source of unity, as it connects believers to the body of Christ and to each other. Cardinal Tagle's call to embrace the Eucharist was a call to embrace a more united and compassionate future for the Church. He urged American Catholics to look beyond their differences and to recognize that the Eucharist, as a sacrament of love and sacrifice, should serve as a guiding principle for how they live their faith in the world. In this way, Cardinal Tagle connected the Eucharist to a broader vision of a missionary church, one that reaches out beyond its internal struggles and shares God's love with the world. However, while Cardinal Tagle's address was filled with messages of hope and unity, it also left some questions unanswered. There were notable omissions in his speech, particularly around some of the most contentious issues within the Church. For example, he did not directly address LGBTQ+ inclusion, the role of women in the Church, or the ongoing clerical abuse scandal that has damaged the Church's credibility. These omissions, whether intentional or strategic, sparked debate. Some observers saw them as a deliberate attempt to avoid further division within an already polarized community. Others, however, felt that his silence on these critical issues was a missed opportunity to address the concerns of many Catholics who are looking for concrete guidance and a clear direction from Church leadership. It's important to understand why Cardinal Tagle may have chosen to avoid these controversial issues. His diplomatic approach to sensitive topics is well known, and his language throughout the address was carefully crafted to foster unity. By not addressing these hot-button issues directly, he may have been trying to avoid deepening the divisions that already exist within the Church. On the other hand, some critics argued that this approach left too much room for ambiguity and did not offer a clear vision of where the Church stands on these important matters. In this way, Cardinal Tagle's words were open to interpretation, and different groups within the Church could find resonance in different aspects of his message. This strategic ambiguity is not new for Cardinal Tagle, who is known for his ability to navigate difficult and often conflicting perspectives within the Church. His message was not a call for radical change, but rather a plea for dialogue and reconciliation. He balanced calls for inclusivity and compassion with affirmations of traditional Church teachings. This delicate balancing act allowed him to speak to both progressive and conservative Catholics, even if it meant that certain topics remained unaddressed. The reactions to Cardinal Tagle's speech from American Catholics were varied. Progressive Catholics generally welcomed his emphasis on social justice, inclusivity, and a more merciful Church. They saw his message as a call for a Church that is more open and accepting, one that recognizes the needs of marginalized groups and is willing to embrace change. Conservative Catholics, however, expressed concern about the lack of clear reaffirmation of traditional doctrines, particularly on issues like abortion and same-sex marriage. These conservative groups were hoping for a stronger reaffirmation of church teachings on these issues, and the silence on these matters left many feeling uneasy. The reaction from American church leadership was more positive. Many bishops praised Cardinal Tagle's message of unity and his focus on the Eucharist as a key central theme. His address was seen as an opportunity for the church to come together, to focus on what unites rather than divides. However, the varied reactions from different segments of the Catholic population highlighted the deep divisions that still exist within the church and the challenges that church leaders face in trying to bridge these gaps. Cardinal Tagle's address came at a time when the American Catholic Church is facing significant challenges. The church is struggling with declining attendance and a growing secular population, which has led to a decrease in influence and relevance. These challenges are not unique to the United States. Catholicism worldwide is grappling with similar issues, such as secularization, internal divisions, and a declining number of priests and religious vocations. Cardinal Tagle's address, with its emphasis on unity, compassion, and a renewed commitment to the gospel message, offered a potential roadmap for navigating these challenges. His call for a more outward-looking and merciful church aligns with Pope Francis's broader vision for global Catholicism, which emphasizes inclusivity and social justice. But does Cardinal Tagle's address signal a new era in Vatican-American relations? His appointment as Pope Francis's special envoy was seen as a sign of the Vatican's desire for greater engagement and dialogue with American Catholics. His message of unity, inclusivity, and mercy suggests a shift in the Vatican's approach to American Catholicism, one that is more in line with Pope Francis's vision for a church that is less focused on internal divisions and more focused on reaching out to the world. Some observers believe that Cardinal Tagle's visit marks the beginning of a new era of collaboration and understanding between the Vatican and American Catholics, while others caution against overstating its significance. They argue that Cardinal Tagle's message is more a continuation of existing trends rather than a radical departure from the past. In conclusion, Cardinal Tagle's address to American Catholics was a significant moment in the ongoing conversation about the future of the Catholic Church in the United States and around the world. His message of unity, rooted in the Eucharist, called for a more inclusive and merciful church. While his address was widely praised for its emphasis on reconciliation and understanding, it also raised important questions about the Church's position on sensitive issues. The future of his message remains uncertain, but it is clear that it has sparked important conversations and challenged American Catholics to reflect on their role in the Church. Whether it will lead to lasting change or simply fade into the background of ongoing debates is yet to be seen. What is certain, however, is that Cardinal Tagle's words have left an indelible mark on the American Catholic Church and the wider global Church, urging believers to bridge divides and foster a community of love and understanding.